Hello everyone. So today it's just going to be a short video talking about political issues in Gaza Strip, Israel, Palestine, what have you. Because there's also another piece of big news recently, which was that Elon Musk stopped using Bitcoin for Tesla motor purchases. You're no longer able to buy products from Tesla Motors with Bitcoin, which he had been flogging for so long. And I'm certainly of the opinion anyway, that these two recent political happenings are very intimately connected. Something that a lot of people haven't commented on, but I'll explain why I think that. Now, just a little background. Elon Musk, of course, has been the biggest proponent of Bitcoin in history. I believe it was February 2019 when Musk purchased 1.5 trillion US dollars worth of Bitcoin. So he's been constantly spreading information about how, or at least his opinions about how Bitcoin is the future. It's going to be the future of international purchases and what have you. And so it's really unfathomable that he would go and say that that Bitcoin is not the future now. And Apollonian Juror made a video just yesterday, I believe, where he pointed out the hypocrisy of Elon Musk, who at one point explicitly stated that Bitcoin was perfectly okay for the environment, and which this opinion was sort of reversed, and now that's his justification for not using Bitcoin. That's not good for the environment. But what exactly was Elon Musk's reasoning for not using Bitcoin if the environmental thing was just nonsense? Now, Hamas, that is the alleged terrorist organization, some would say freedom fighters, who are fighting for Palestinian sovereignty from the Israelis. Hamas uses Bitcoin exclusively for moving money, for making purchases, for their rockets, for all of their transactions is done through BTC and crypto. And of course, Israel is in a bit of a fix at the moment when it comes to the Iron Dome, which is allegedly, everything here is alleged, especially considering how biased the media is, or how ignorant the media is when it comes to this matter. With the recent destruction of Al Jazeera and the Associated Press, certainly there's going to be very little media reporting about this incident, much less so than back in 2007 when the things were hot, I guess, during the Arab Spring. But allegedly, the Iron Dome is currently a little low on missiles. So Israel is in a bit of a fix. Hamas has certainly hit a lot of targets lately. And Hamas has recently released a statement saying that they had purchased a huge deal of rockets. I forget what they're called, those Qasami rockets from Iran. And so Hamas is in the process of purchasing huge amounts of weapons. It's all done by Bitcoin. And Israel, in my opinion, would be very well inclined to try and hamper Hamas's attempts at purchasing large amounts of weapons. And so how to do that but drop the price of Bitcoin? Now, if some arrangement was made between Musk and the Israeli government, I'm not at license to say explicitly, because obviously this is all just my own interpretations of events. But I think it's quite likely that Musk made some arrangement with the government that he would temporarily enact some sort of measure to drop the price of Bitcoin. And we all know at this point, I should say, we all know the effect that Musk's words have on the value of crypto in general. One good example was Doge, the Doge coin. When Musk started flogging Doge, which may have been just a preemptive sort of toe in the water type scenario, where Musk was trying to see how much weight really does his word have when it comes to the value of particular cryptos. And Musk saying simply on Twitter, buy Doge, Doge is the future, resulted in a huge surge in the price of Dogecoin, which is a dumb sort of meme coin which has nothing special about it, you know? It's a coin with nothing special about it, not like Monera or one of those other coins. And yet the price went straight to the roof. Likewise, the price of Bitcoin is just dumped completely right now. Now there is something else to be said here. There'll be a second part of this video which we'll get into in just a moment. But the second thing to be said here, like sort of a counter argument which might be presented, would be that Musk has always been pumping and dumping and doing various things with Bitcoin to try and make money for himself. In fact, just this year was the first year where Tesla announced a quarterly profit, a net profit on for the company itself. Tesla has been making deficits ever since it was created, and in April this year they announced that they'd made 20 million US in net profits. And the reason for this is, if you look into it, it's all to do with Bitcoin trading in the name of the Tesla company. So it wasn't actually to do with the cars are selling lots or something. It's to do with the fact that Musk started he traded various cryptos under the name of the Tesla Motor Company, and that's how they made all their money this year, 20 million US. And so Musk is certainly reliant upon, or at least he's part of his income is reliant upon wise crypto trading, which comes from his own manipulation of the markets. So that's one counter argument that would be presented. And again, what I'm saying, it's not to be taken as gospel, but it's just an idea. The second point I wanted to make, because a lot of people are talking about the second Intifada, and how obviously Hezbollah in Lebanon have reportedly broken through the border in various places and sent militias into Palestine. And there's obviously a big support in Iran and Iraq also, strangely, for Palestine. There were massive protests in favour of Palestine, or really anti-Zionist protests, because, you know, they're not really in favour of Palestine, they're more just anti-Israel. In those countries, that's where Hamas is getting its weapons from Iran. And there have been talks of sort of a second Arab Spring. But we remember last year, 2020, that strange bill, that stimulus bill, which 90% of which went to foreign countries, particularly 11 billion to Egypt, 20 billion I think to Sudan. There was a 3.18 billion to God's chosen country, and then there was some other figures given out to various other countries. I don't know which ones. I believe Jordan might have been one. I'm not sure. Honestly, I'm not sure. But this was a sort of unfathomable move. Why was Donald Trump giving all this billions and billions of dollars to foreign countries? So much that it might even cause minor inflation, this amount of money. I believe this was a preemptive attempt. Again, don't take this as gospel, but I believe this is a preemptive attempt at stopping a second Arab Spring from happening. That the US government, which is in cahoots with the Israelis of course, was aware of Israel's plans to evict Palestinians from various areas and replace them with settlers. And I remember before the conflict started, before the violence happened, I remember seeing footage of that, of these evictions and what have you. The money was given to Egypt and Sudan and what have you, in my opinion, as part of an